welcome to my channel. Today I'm reviewing a classic that many of you have read or heard of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. This novella was first published in 1937 during the Great Depression, and it tells a heartbreaking story of friendship, dreams, and the harsh realities of life. Even though it's short, the impact it leaves is unforgettable, whether you're new to Steinbeck or visit this classic. There's a lot to unpack, so let's dive right in. Of Mice and Men follows two displaced ranch workers, George Milton and Lenny Small, who traveled together in search of jobs during the Great Depression. George is small, sharp witted, and acts like a caretaker for Lenny, who is large, physically strong, but has a mental disability. They share a dream of owning a small piece of land where they can be their own bosses and live off the fat of the land. But as they arrive into a new ranch to work, it becomes clear that Lenny's innocence and unintentional tendency to get into trouble threatens not just their dream, but their very survival. The story is a tragic exploration of how hopes and dreams often collide with the harsh realities of life. One of the strongest elements of Mice and Men is its themes. Although it's set in a specific time period, the themes are timeless and universal. First thing is friendship and loyalty at its heart. The story is about the friendship between George and Lenny. George may often seem frustrated by Lenny's behavior, but he is fiercely protective of him. This relationship stands in contrast of the other characters in the story, who are mostly isolated and lonely. Lenny depends on George to guide him, and in return, George finds a sense of purpose in caring of Lenny. This bond raises the important questions about responsibility, loyalty, and the length we go for those who we love. Second thing, the American dream. George and Lenny's dream of owning their land symbolizes the great, larger American dream, which was especially poignant during the Great Depression. It represents hope and freedom, but the novella shows how difficult, if not impossible, it is for working class people to achieve the dream. The dream is constantly out of reach, and Steinbeck uses this to critique the economic inequalities of the time. Loneliness and isolation. The characters in the novel are incredibly lonely. Crooks, the African American staple hand, is isolated because of his race, and Curly's wife, who isn't even given a name, is isolated as the only woman in the male dominated world. Steinbeck paints a picture of people who long for connection but are trapped in their own solitary lives. Let's talk a little more about the characters because they are what drive the story forward. George Milton. George is a complex character. He's practical, realistic, and often acts out of necessity rather than idealism. He's not a perfect hero. He is frustrated by Lenny at times, but he's also deeply loyal to him. In a world where everyone else is alone, George's relationship with Lenny gives him a sense of meaning. He's constantly grappling with the burden and the responsibility of caring for someone who can't fully take care of themselves. Lenny Small is the opposite of George in many ways. He's simple minded and childlike, but he's also physically powerful. His dream is innocent, he just wants to tend rabbits on their farm. Lenny's innocence, however, is also his downfall. He doesn't understand his own strength or the consequences of his actions. This leads to the tragic events that unfold in the story. Curly's wife, Crooks, and Candy, each of the characters, add layers to the theme of loneliness and unrealized dreams. Curly's wife dreams of becoming a movie star but is stuck in an unfulfilling marriage. Crooks, because of his race, is segregated from the other workers and longs for companionship. Candy an old disabled worker is also clinging to the hope of joining George and Lenny's dream farm, even as he knows his future is uncertain. For me, Of Mice and Men was both a heartbreaking and thought provoking read. The relationship between George and Lenny is what moved me from the most. The way Steinbeck explores loyalty and sacrifice in such short novel is remarkable. The ending especially leaves you with a sense of loss, not just for George and Lenny, but also for the countless people who had their dreams crushed during the Great Depression. That being said, the novella's portrayal of certain characters, especially Curly's wife, can feel a bit dated by today's standards. She is over reduced to the role of temptress or troublemaker rather than a fully fleshed out character. But overall, Steinbeck's critique of social characters and his deep empathy of the downtrodden are still powerful today. There's always a bad in everything, and the book contains racial slurs and extreme inappropriate language. And its limitation in character development and its bleak outlook can be seen as points of weakness for some readers. In conclusion, Of Mice and Men is a timeless story that explores the fragile nature of dreams and the harshness of reality. Steinbeck's writing is simple but packs an emotional punch. I'd recommend this book to anyone who enjoys thought provoking character driven stories with deep themes about human nature and society. If you read Of Mice and Men, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts were. Did you connect with George and Lenny, or did you have a different interpretation of the themes? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more book reviews, and I'll see you next time.